Hi basketball family, welcome back to the channel. Before we get started, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because when Dawn Staley speaks, especially when she's been silent, college basketball changes. And what she finally revealed about Ta'Niya Latson's injury and Alicia Tournebize isn't just an update, it's a warning to the entire SEC, because silence from Dawn Staley is never accidental. When she doesn't talk, she's building. When she waits, she's calculating. And when she finally speaks, it's usually because the pieces are already moving. And that's exactly what's happening here. For weeks, questions swirled around Ta'Niya Latson. The injury. The timeline. The uncertainty. South Carolina fans wanted answers. Opponents quietly hoped the silence meant trouble. Analysts speculated. Social media filled the gaps with assumptions. Dawn Staley said nothing. And then, she broke her silence. Not with panic. Not with excuses. But with the calm confidence of a coach who knows her program is about to get stronger, not weaker. She confirmed what many suspected but few understood: Ta'Niya Latson's injury is real, but it's controlled. Managed. Strategic. Not rushed. Not reckless. And not something that will define South Carolina's season. That alone should worry the SEC. Because South Carolina isn't scrambling. They're adjusting. Latson isn't just a scorer, she's a tempo setter, a defensive disruptor, a leader. Losing her, even temporarily, would cripple most teams. But Staley made one thing clear without saying it directly: this program doesn't depend on one player. And that's where Alicia Tournebize enters the conversation. While everyone was focused on Latson's status, Dawn Staley quietly integrated Tournebize into the system. No hype. No forced spotlight. Just development. Film. Practice. Trust. And then Staley finally addressed it. She spoke about Tournebize's adaptability. Her defensive instincts. Her willingness to learn. Her patience. And that's when SEC coaches should have stopped smiling. Because Alicia Tournebize isn't being rushed to save South Carolina. She's being groomed to elevate it. Staley made it clear, this isn't a short-term patch. This is long-term planning. Tournebize isn't being asked to replace Latson. She's being developed alongside the system so that when Latson returns, South Carolina becomes deeper, faster, and more dangerous. That's not survival. That's evolution. And here's the part that separates Dawn Staley from everyone else. She doesn't coach out of fear. Many programs would rush Latson back. Push minutes. Force production. Staley didn't. She trusted her depth. She trusted her staff. She trusted the process. And she trusted Tournebize. That trust is everything. Because Tournebize's growth during this period may end up being one of the most important developments of South Carolina's season. She's learning the pace. Learning defensive rotations. Learning how to operate under pressure, without the burden of carrying the team alone. That's how champions are built. Now pause for a second. If you're still watching, drop a comment and tell me this: do you think Dawn Staley is the best developmental coach in women's basketball right now? Because this situation is proving it in real time. While other SEC programs are dealing with chemistry issues, transfer frustrations, and identity crises, South Carolina is quietly stacking solutions. Latson heals without panic. Tournebize grows without pressure. The roster stays unified. And when Latson comes back, that's when things get scary. Because now you're not facing a South Carolina team trying to survive an injury. You're facing a South Carolina team that used adversity as a training. Dawn Staley's comments made something very clear: she sees the big picture. She's not coaching for February headlines. She's coaching for March dominance. And SEC opponents know it. They're watching the minutes. The rotations. The confidence of players stepping into larger roles. And they're realizing South Carolina hasn't slipped at all. They've widened the gap. This isn't just about Latson returning healthy. It's about Tournebize arriving prepared. It's about a system that doesn't break under pressure. And it's about a coach who never panics publicly, because she's already solved the problem privately. If you're enjoying this breakdown, hit that like button, it helps the channel more than you think. And subscribe if you want real insight into what's happening behind the scenes in women's college basketball. Because when Dawn Staley breaks her silence, it's never just an update. It's a message. And the message to the SEC is simple. South Carolina isn't vulnerable. They're loading up. And when Ta'Niya Latson is fully healthy and Alicia Tournebize is fully integrated, the rest of the conference better be ready, because the quietest program in the room just became the most dangerous again. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, stay locked in, and trust me, this story is far from over.